There are 5 steps to apply when using target costing. Consider budget airlines, which plans on selling salad bowls to passengers during their flight. Using target costing, the first step would be to identify the selling price for a salad bowl. The target selling price is not set by budget airlines, but rather determined by the market forces of supply and demand. Based on market research, Budget Airlines determines that the target selling price of a salad bowl sold in flight is $15. Step 2 requires the profit margin to be determined. Budget Airlines has a policy of only providing products and services that have a 20% profit margin. This means that Budget Airlines is required to make a $3 profit on the sale of each salad bowl. That is $15 times 20%. Step 3 involves the calculation of target cost. In this example, the target cost is $12. That is the selling price of $15 minus the profit margin of $3. In Step 4, Budget Airlines would need to consider the cost of producing the bowl of salad. This consideration needs to include the product life cycle costs. Assume that production costs equated to $12.05. Step 5 requires a comparison of the production cost with the target cost. Since the production costs exceed the target costs by 5 cents a bowl, Budget Airlines would need to consider the following options. 1. It can accept a profit margin that is less than $3. 2. It can try and change the product while keeping costs fixed. This is to try and justify a higher selling price. 3. It can decide not to provide in-flight salad at all. Or 4. Budget Airlines can try and reduce the costs by changing the product mix and inputs. Management of Budget Airlines decided to remove 1 olive from each bowl of salad. This would reduce the input and quality, but by a marginal amount, such that passengers would not notice the difference. However, the removal of 1 olive would enable the costs of production to be less than the target cost of $12. A similar exercise was conducted by American Airlines in 1987. By removing 1 olive from each salad served in first class, the airline was able to save $40,000. In the same way, in 2011, Northwest Airlines saved $500,000 per year by cutting its limes into 16 pieces instead of 10 pieces. So, by reducing the input, the production costs were lowered and the target costs could be achieved. To recap, there are 5 steps when applying target costing. Where the production costs exceed the target costs, the entity needs to consider all its options and take additional actions, which could mean that it would have to go back and repeat some or all of the steps.